This is a message to my fellow light workers, my fellow readers, my fellow artists, people who are really creating the center of their universe around heart-based talents, efforts, and really activating that receptive magnetism that comes with the divine feminine, that embodies the Empress, that is really just in that state of flow with the universe, okay? This is just really a message from Ancestor, from God, Source, Creator, that you are directly connected to the divine, okay? The messages, the omens, the signs, and the synchronicities that you've been seeing are a direct result, and I'm not even fucking with you here, of the Dharma and of the work that you are directly putting in with the spider here and with the Eight of Pentacles and the spider, also like representing like the laser focus, you know, of our hard work, of our achievements, what it is that we're calling in, you know? And I feel like there is just this sense of releasing the doubts, because when I was first began channeling this message, like the Nine of Swords flew out, but it flew underneath the table. Like it had no seat at this table anymore, you know? And so I feel like you are being intentionally blocked from seeing the way that these things are coming in, because I feel like what I'm hearing is we're at a new table. We're at a new table. We're on a completely new timeline, you know? And it's like, I feel like we've never really been able to show up for ourselves in this way before. I feel like this is like a new high. It's like a completely new experience for us. And I feel like there is just this sense of being new to it all. Wow, yeah. New table, new cups. So there's going to be new relationships, new ways that we honor ourselves, new ways that we show up for ourselves. And I feel like it's coming in the form of like releasing judgment. And that's, I feel like, a lot of what I was talking about with allowing ourselves to be new during this next chapter. Allowing ourselves to seek out new information, you know, and to kind of just be in observer mode. And I feel like so many of us are in observer mode right now. Especially with the Empress and the Daughter of Swords coming out. It's like really calling in and kind of visually seeing what's going on. And I see that too with all of like the spider web. It's really giving me like kind of sitting back and letting things come in, you know, because what does a spider do after it puts in that work? It allows something to come to it. It allows, you know, its prey to come into the trap. And I feel like that too, you know, like owls don't necessarily go around flying around looking for things. They sit in the tree and they are watching. They are watching and they strike when they see. Okay, so I feel like that is like this level of uh, melding of like the divine masculine and the Empress, you know, it's like calling it in, but knowing when to strike when the iron's hot. So, I mean, I feel like too, I've been noticing this like with people in my personal life where a lot of people that are really good at calling things in, you know, they will sometimes I feel like pass up on the opportunity when something comes in and they're like waiting for that, for it to just land in their lap. But really, there is also a level of inspired action like that you have to jump on things. Like once you see it, you know, like use your intuition. Be like, oh no, I feel like that right moment's now. I need to be the catalyst for that. Yeah. But I do feel like a sense of frustration with this collective, because I feel like, you know, there is a sense of we've been hearing this is, you know, and I know for a fact that there is a sense of frustration because I got the wolf energy, and I can feel like the sense of agitation because it's like you've been putting in this work. And some of you maybe even for like up to 2 years, you've really been with this double spider. I do just see this as like multiple cycles or a very expansive period of work and growth. And I feel like there is a level of frustration, you know, because you're almost like putting yourself under this harsh microscope of why is this not working, you know, like I feel like there is like this level of judgment that we are in the process of releasing, you know, because we are Spirit really wants, I guess one of the major points of this reading is just to acknowledge all the fucking work that you're doing, because I mean it's so apparent. It's so apparent. And the fact that you've literally swapped tables And I think it's so ironic is I've actually swapped my tables that I was reading my cards at, but I think that's just very ironic. But yeah, I feel like there's so much good things coming in, and I feel like there's nothing for you to worry about, and Spirit is really trying to impugn that on you. And I feel like somewhere along the way, between all of this hard work, I feel like there's just like moments where you almost forget your divine abundance, because I feel like you're really, really getting tired of the waiting game, and yeah, you're really sick of feeling like you're not seeing the work, but Spirit is letting you know it is literally coming in. It is manifesting physically, okay? This is a new chapter. There is new growth. So there's nothing to really be sad about right now. There's not. I mean, I feel like we're holding, yeah. This sadness, everything that you're experiencing right now in some way, shape, or form with the Five of Cups coming out again, is leading you to this wish fulfillment. These manifestations, the way and the things that you're experiencing that are being manifested physically, it does not matter how they appear, you need to trust that this is leading you to your wish fulfillment, okay? Even if it is uprooting your stability right now, even if you're feeling ungrounded, untethered, you need to trust where Spirit is bringing you and stop doubting yourself about deserving these blessings. At some point we do have to ask ourselves, what the fuck are we doing, that is not allowing our blessings to come in? Is it a shift that needs to be made, or are we just being impatient? There's all sorts of things, and I feel like sometimes we really do just have to look back at everything that we've currently manifested already. I feel like we as humans are so quick to just constantly be wanting more, like the next experience, instead of being present for what we've already created and being patient with our guides. Yeah. I feel like we all we all want this instant success and recognition, but a lot of times it comes after a long period of darkness and growth, okay? And it just is going to make that win all the sweeter. It's going to make that moment of recognition, when you really reach that moment, it's really going to all make sense. Yeah, so I feel like you need to rest your worried little mind. Rest your worried little mind. Yep, because the stability and the structure and the abundance and the power that you want is coming. It's coming to you. With the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom, I am cashing out on this reading. I mean, yeah. What is going on, really? I'm going to just one more. I don't know why. I just feel like it. Guardians of the Papachinoku. I probably didn't say that right, but let's read in the book about it. Number 10. Another 10. Search within for the ways that you can express guardianship for the divine feminine. And that's really what I said too. So a lot of this is about the divine feminine. Your relationship with Mother Earth is sacred, empowering, and healing. You are destined to become more spiritually intimate with her, sharing in her creative potency and wisdom. Lean into her and trust in her support, even as you serve her courageously by voicing your truths. She is your great friend, ally, and healer. As you dedicate herself to you, she dedicates herself, or as you dedicate yourself to her, she dedicates herself to you. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like it's really beneficial for us to ground in earth in this time. Yeah, just physically touch the earth, bare hands, bare feet, gardening. Maybe say a simple prayer or statement to the earth. Even just if it's as simple as I love you or thank you. Yeah. Really about just building a stronger connection with Mother Earth. And as we build that connection with Mother Earth, I feel like we just naturally build it with the divine feminine. Mm-hmm. Blessings of the Supreme Being. Oh, wow. What an abundant time period in our lives. Yeah, okay, so there is something too here with shifting from like mundane, like viewing, okay, oh, there is a level of dharma, like, okay, it's not, they're showing me becoming process orientated instead of goal orientated. Like it's literally about taking something that feels mundane, lifeless, boring, and like limiting, and really breathing life into it, like making magic in the mundane, making the everyday moment magical. Okay, there is just a sense of bringing that back into your life. Spirit, how are they going to do that? How is this energy? Okay, actually, I'm going to use the animal spirit oracle for that. What? First of all, I'm hearing finish a project. Finish a project. That's Spirit. What is going to really help bring magic back into their everyday? What's going to help them escape the tedium? So, oh, yeah. I feel like some of you really, it's time to up level your relationships. It's time to up level the people that you allow into your circle, because making sure that those cups that you're pouring into are pouring back into you, that there is this level of receptivity, and synergistic energy too is like what I'm feeling, because you've just went through an up leveling. You just went through a lot of big changes. So I think that there needs to be some proper discernment in the energies that you're allowing to pour back into you. Okay, there is this level of making sure that all the people in this next chapter, I feel like, are making the cut and pouring into you in the way that you're pouring into them. Because some of the people that you're pouring into are closed off, and it's just not serving anymore. Yeah, some of them are closed off. And what I'm getting is self-serving energy. I feel like some of the cups that you may be pouring into are self-serving. And I think it's time to really observe where you are putting energy out, where it's not being reciprocated. And I feel like that, once I feel like, and there's no mistake that all of this is colored. Like, do you see this color correlation here? And I feel like once you start really being mindful over where this energy is slipping out, I think it's gonna alleviate a lot of the frustration that you're feeling, potentially with other people, with the universe, with yourself. But I think it's also going to really give that extra life and that extra life force for you to really breathe all of this extra color and all of this extra beauty back into your life, because you're going to be filling in the cracks, if you will. And I think a lot of this is going to come from what is lit up here. I'll let you do the math. From cutting shit off, from setting boundaries, okay? From using your discernment to see what's no longer working to really, yeah. And I think for a lot of you, it's going to be people that are stuck, people that are still complaining, still broke, still bitching, or it's going to be limiting beliefs for some of you, like that you can't ask for help, or this, I almost feel like this sense of lack deprivation, like in the sense of fun. And like, so some of you maybe even like getting too caught up in like the trying to make something happen that you're starting to almost cut off parts of yourself, maybe denying. I'm feeling like a sense of denial, yeah. And explain more on that, Spirit. Yeah, okay, so there is like this sense of trying to suppress and push down aspects of self that uh maybe even like shadow aspects that, yeah, maybe shadow aspects that you are trying to work through. But there is like this sense of like a lot of your best qualities, those shadow aspects are the tail end of that, and like they're one of the same. So it's like when you cut off all of one end of that, like you're really kind of selling yourself short on some of your best qualities, you know? Yeah, because you're emotionally closing yourself off to that. And there is like this divine union with our shadow and our light. And there's just like this point where they cross, and it's finding like that inner balance, but not really shutting away parts of ourselves. It's about alchemizing. It's about alchemizing and transmuting the shadow. It's not about suppressing it and acting like it's not there. It's about finding ways to work through it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. Just know the final message, we're landing on temperance, okay? So the final message, your guides are working on it. And, you know, if you're not getting the exact message that you feel like you need out of a collective reading, you know, book a reading with somebody. It doesn't even have to be me, but, you know, when you're sitting there, I mean, these readers, all of these people are pulling on collective energies. So, you know, if you want a more specific situation, if you want more specific answers, always book with your reader, you know, or, yeah. Bing, bitch, I know I'm right. Bitch, I know I'm right. Bitch, I know I'm right. We all have our own unique stories. We all have our own unique blockages and relationships. So there's not a one size answer fits all to any of this. And anyone that's trying to sell you on that is full of shit, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Keep shining. Keep smiling. I always got to find a reason to sing that because it just makes me laugh. It's a good memory with a good friend. But yeah, 10 of Pentacles coming. Baby. All right. I'll keep talking if I let myself. I love you. Keep shining. Keep smiling. Keep facing your true north.